Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Isabella Banks YouTube channel. I'm Wheezy, and as always, it's a joy to be here with you this evening. Now, guys, buckle up because we have something left of field to discuss today. If you ask me, I would say that we are on demon time all over the world. By that I mean that the right wing racists are trying to rewind the clock like this is some twisted historical reboot that no one asked for. And guess what? Leading the charge, because you know you can never find the UK in anything that makes sense internationally. Leading the charge is King Charles. Yeah, you heard that right. The king is apparently offering America a golden ticket, not to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, but to become an associate member of the Commonwealth. That, and in addition to other things which are currently happening, just tells me that we are on demon time, guys. And if you're not a praying person, you need to get something. You need to get some kind of religion. You need to do something. And for those who are prayer warriors, yes, please. If you have been on relaxed mode, this is the time to intensify your prayers because when I tell you something is going on, something that only the people in government and in positions of power know about, something is going on. Like they had a meeting and they have been working towards rolling back all the civil liberties that people have sacrificed their lives to earn. How it is going to work in this modern age, no one knows. Because we are talking about King Charles offering America, the US of A, that fought like madmen to get out of the control of the UK, the British Empire. And now King Charles feels comfortable to offer a ticket to the US to join the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth might sound fancy, like it's the VIP section of the royal family's political club. But don't get it twisted. This is less. But guess what? Being less is more in tune with what's going on in America right now. This is the scary part. This is the scary part. This is less we are the world, and it is more we are the colonizers. And somehow, Charles thinks that it is the right time to offer Trump this. All these world leaders, of which, you know, the king, despite what we think of him, he is a world leader. He is a world leader. He would have done his research. He would have listened to the Chinese whispers going on along the corridors of the White House, and he would know that this is an appropriate thing to offer to America. And it is being offered in broad daylight. So much so that it is being reported on in the mainstream media. It seems like Trump is going to jump at the chance to slap a Commonwealth member badge on his MAGA hat. That is the only association that it seems like he will be ready to, he would be happy to join, that he would fill an application himself to join. Anyway, before I could properly digest the Commonwealth Chronicles, I saw another headline that left me floored. Donald Trump wants to dismantle the Department of Education. What has Donald Trump been saying about his supporters for the longest time? That they are dumb. Dumb people are easily malleable. So he wants to bring everyone to the intellectual level of his own supporters so that the rest of America can become like his supporters and he can manipulate them the way he does his supporters. Guys, the Department of Education is on its way out. Yup, gone, finito. Now, I am no political expert myself, and apologies because I do realize that some people find political discussions quite stressful and challenging. But at some point, we've got to stop avoiding the obvious, right? I am just your friendly neighborhood YouTuber who wants to talk about this more so because it intersects with the people that I love to talk about on a regular, which is my faves, Harry and Meghan. And I'm going to tell you how this ties into both of them, which, I mean, if you're a critical thinker, you already know how this is what I'm about to say. But just going back to the issue of Trump dismantling the Department of Education, the last time I checked, schools were pretty useful, for teaching people not to believe every headline, for instance, to promote critical thinking, independent thinking. But hey, Trump says that we don't need that anymore. We just have to rely on what he says from the pulpit. Why? Because apparently ignorance is the new national currency. We're living in scary times, guys. We are living in scary times. And it's like everyone is kind of on this under a spell. We are watching horrible things happening right before our eyes, and it looks like we're all paralyzed. We don't know what to say. We don't know what to think. We're just watching him with our mouths wide open, like, no, he couldn't do that. And then he goes and he does it, and we're like, no. And we put the bar lower and lower and lower. It's almost at the floor. In fact, what am I saying? It's at the floor right now, and it's going below the floor right now. And just going back to the King Charles is set for a bold move to bring the US into the Commonwealth during Trump's state visit. I thought, bold move? Honey, this is beyond a bold move. Of course, we know that King Charles has his own motives for wanting to do this, right? They have thrown everything that they can at Harry and Meghan and have not been able to get anywhere with it. Now we have a president in America who wants to operate like a dictator. And that is the person who will help Charles to achieve his goal with Harry and Meghan, one way or the other. One way or the other. This is obviously part of the reason why they are cozying up to Trump in the way that they are doing. In this article where they're talking about King Charles being set for a bold move to bring USA into the Commonwealth during Trump's state visits, which is expected to happen perhaps in summer, the article says that our British Prime Minister personally delivered the King's invitation to Trump, which we all saw. If you're watching Twitter, then you would have seen the clip where um, Keir Starmer offered Trump the King's invitation to the UK for a state visit. Okay. And Trump responded by saying that Charles was a beautiful man, a wonderful man. What on earth is he talking about? Is that how to accept an invitation to a state dinner, a state visit? But wait, it gets better. They're suggesting that Trump's love for Britain and the royals will inspire him to embrace the Commonwealth. Love? This man is about to roll back all the freedoms that Americans sacrificed their lives to achieve. This is what is happening. Anyway, guys, before we continue, if this is your first time here, welcome. Take a moment to hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and leave your thoughts in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. If you have visited before and you have not yet subscribed, don't let this day pass you by. Hit that subscribe button now. To all the people who have been with me from the beginning, thank you so much for sticking with me. Your encouragement keeps me going. Don't forget now, as you're listening to me, please hit the subscribe button and the like button. Also, leave a heart emoji in the comment section. Just that's for the people who don't know what to say. Now, I'm not saying that America doesn't need a little TLC, but what I am saying is the right decision, is the right direction to join the Commonwealth. That's like going backwards after going forward or going so far forward that you actually have to be reminded that you are coming from the past. And thinking about it, what does the Commonwealth even do for its members? What would be the incentive for America to rejoin the Commonwealth? Free tea and scones, a lifetime of Marmite, and let's not forget the underlying politics. The right wing crowd is desperate for a closer tie with the US right now because the Brexit dream, which seemed and was sold to the British people as a shiny path forward, is now looking like the greatest mistake that the UK has ever made. Let's say the British Empire, because that's where they're going, right? So now they're leaning towards what Trump is offering, or say that their ideologies are now more aligned because Trump is also looking to colonize other nations. So when they say friends of a feather flock together, here you are. No truer cliche has ever been said. And it's working and it's operating in real life, even as we speak. Yep, I said it. The whole Commonwealth pitch is basically colonial nostalgia with a new coat of paint. And trust me, the paint isn't even dry. The thing is that they're leaning more towards the US because the US is leaning towards dictatorship, colonizing other nations, which is exactly what the British Empire represents. They would rather do that, or rather, should I say, the right wing would rather do that than to actually go ahead and rejoin the European Union, because rejoining the European Union doesn't give them the kind of I want to say sovereignty, but I don't even think this is about sovereignty. They want to throw their weight around again. They want to enslave people again. But the military might which they need to achieve that has since left the UK. But if they are associated with the with America, then they might have access to an army which will allow them to take whatever America was willing for them to have left have after America has taken what it wants. Listen, guys, I would be so happy if I'm not reading the situation right, because this is not a good thing to think about. It's not a good thing to worry about. But um yeah, while we are, you know, trying to ignore things and mind our own business, we have to be conscious of what is actually going on. This is what they're trying to bring back. This is what they're trying to bring back. Now, part of me is screaming, where are the Democrats? But I get it. Everyone who is reasonable and sensible is probably sitting back and thinking is the strategy is clear, right? Provoke black people, immigrants, and anyone with common sense into the streets, and then use that outrage as an excuse to crack down even harder. But here's the thing, most people have seen the playbook and they're just like, we're not falling for the bait. Okay. But I think that the reason why I decided that I would do this video is that I think I wanted to say to everyone, if you were in the era of consumerism, this is the time to stop it. This is the time for you to um, start taking care of yourself. And protect your resources the best that you can, because the wind that is blowing is not a pleasant one. And we need to be mindful of our resources to make sure that when things are not going right, that we can do things to protect ourselves. And I'm sure that Harry and Meghan are very aware. They are watching all of this and they're taking steps to protect themselves as well. We all know that King Charles is only, well, apart from America's current international policy, the other motivation for King Charles wanting to align with America in any way is because of Harry and Meghan. We all know this, right? And Harry and Meghan are just two individuals. Anyway, going back to a lighter note, is King Charles going to pitch a Commonwealth loyalty card, buy 10 cups of English breakfast tea, and get a free apology for colonization? At this point, I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm just here to report the madness. Let me look at your comments. Um, let me look at your comments. Uh, Lorna says this situation is a real UK Eton mess. Charles wants the US and the Commonwealth to have access to Harry and Meghan. It's so obvious. Exactly. This move is scary, and it looks like the beginning of the First World War with the 1% elite at the top. This is what I'm saying. And the reason why I'm talking about this in this way is that a lot of people will prefer, and I can understand the comfort of wanting to hide your head and pretend like nothing is happening. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you're living an extravagant life, you probably wouldn't think you're living an extravagant life because it's been your normal life. But I think this is the time for everyone. If your credit cards are not paid up, this is the time for you to pay them up. Keep your resources, stockpile a little bit, because stuff is coming. It's on the way. And I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to splash water into your eyes a bit to make you realize that it's not business as usual. Things are going down. It's not just in the US, in the UK as well. Things are happening. The Labour government, which we were all fans of, they're beginning to make policies supporting the Conservative Party's ideologies, which is leading to a rebellion of most of the Labour MPs, because the policies that they are making now are going to be hurting the constituents of most of the Labour MPs. So that means that we are back to being on unstable ground in the UK again. We were hopeful, we were happy. They because they were interested in things like the NHS, which is the free healthcare for the UK citizens. But I think Keir Starmer wants a second term, so he is making policies which are going to hurt the common man, while ignoring things which he could do, like like the wealthy tax for people who earn over a certain amount of millions and don't pay their tax in the UK. He is completely ignoring all of that. Um. Anyway, the downfall of the monarchy and the US, I think, is not gonna work. Uh, I don't know. I think I don't know whether it will work or not work, but it's going to definitely create a lot of chaos along the way. Summer America will be burning. The protests are gonna get worse. I can completely see that, but this is what I'm saying. Guys, take care of yourselves. This is the time to start paying off your credit cards if you've got any, anything you can do to shore yourself up. Your young children who are going out trying to go to school, go to work, this is the time to teach them how to move in society because times have changed. Juliet says, Isabella, man is man. God is still in charge. Let's have faith and not worry what man can do. Faith without works is dead, dear. We need to get up and apply work to that faith. Um, just because you have faith doesn't mean that you will walk into the middle of a road where you have speeding cars. You need to be cognizant, you need to be aware of what's going on and keep safe. Um, Braithwaite says, trying to find a way to keep the partnership. Canada is getting ready to boycott US goods. 40% drop in tourism to US. Uh, I don't think the MAGA folk will like that. Well, see, this is what is happening. This is what is happening. I don't think that the MAGA folk will like it, but Trump doesn't respect them. He told them to their faces that they are dumb. So, and he knows that all they want is to be in power so that they can be as racist as they like. So, that for them is the reward of having a president who their votes brought into power. So, they don't care about anything else. There are loads of people who voted for Trump who have now come forward to say they regret their votes. And this is what I was saying to a lot of people when they were saying that UK is just one small island. Because of their past relationship with a lot of countries, they have a lot of reach, and we are witnessing it right now in real time. Okay, guys, the idea was not to scare everyone. I'm just saying let's begin to move smart because uh yeah, things are uh, things are going to get a lot more challenging before they begin to get better. Taiwo says yesterday Trump scrapped the Ministry of Education. The world is treating Trump's America as someone with leprosy. Yeah, but he's got firepower, and that's why he's so braggadocious. And he feels like America is the richest country in the world. And I think that they're going to overstep to a point where their throne, or rather their title um, as the president of the world, the leaders of the modern world, is going to be taken away from them, and it is their actions, their current actions right now, that is going to lead to that. But it's going to take a lot of sacrifice to get to that point. What I'm saying is, don't allow yourself to be put in a situation where you become part of that sacrifice. All right, guys, and I'm sure that Harry and Meghan are doing the same. This is why they're moving very, very smart. And yeah, let's not let's not even the media are getting bolder in their lies. Even the American media is joining in. I mean, the American media has always told the line. I think media all over the world has always told the line. But the British media, let me just say that I have completely written them off. They are obviously nothing more than a propaganda machine. American media, you can see from their reporting on Prince Harry's visa case, how they quickly came out and said that Prince Harry's visa records were released. Whereas this wasn't the case. So they just took the lead from the Daily Mail. So you can see that the integrity of journalism is definitely being degraded. So the influence these people are having over what millions of people digest on a daily basis in the media is increasing on a daily basis. Uh, June is a long time away. Let's see what will happen to America and Trump by June. What's going to happen? It's already March. The US fought a war to break with the UK. The Commonwealth replaced the British Empire, but he still held sway with many nations. Many have gone on to become independent and republic states. No going back. Hmm. Well, you know what? We're all here. Let us see what is going to happen. In the meantime, let's move smart. Okay? Let's move smartly. This is probably the reason why we have Beyonce bringing out 7011, 5011 products all at the same time, because she can smell the air and she knows that it's not going to be funny. So what I'm just saying is, don't allow yourself to be overextended in things that will affect your resources. If you're exposed in any way financially, this is the time to reel it back in and get your resources together, because these are the things that they are planning and hoping to use against us. The honor says there's an increasing amount of very credible evidence that Musk used Starlink to alter the result of the presidential vote. When it's brought to fore, will it make a difference? Will it make a difference? Just knowing that is great, but will it make a difference? And because most of the Black Americans have decided that they're not going to come out, that they're going to stay in their house and they're going to rest, because the other nationalities just refuse to do what is right and they use them as scapegoats all the time. Anyway, guys, I just thought that it would be important at this point in time to have this conversation, um, because of what is going on. That's all I have for this evening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any updates. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, this is Wheezy signing off. Peace.